mother of all suspense begins. Prayers, fingers crossed, final push. It all comes down to next few hours. Tunnel crisis nearing its end. Rescuers just inches away now. 41 men, 12 days, billion prayers. Top focus on 5 Live.
And I'm going to take you straight to the rescue site to show you the very latest that we're getting from there, because things are very, very close now to a final rescue. I'm Shiv. Thanks very much for being with me. Let's start with the headlines. Uttarkashi rescue operation nears its final phase after 12 long days. Iron obstructions that had been encountered overnight have been cleared. India today accesses first images of the rescue path inside the tunnel. 5 army men, including 2 officers, killed in action in Rajouri terror encounter. 2 terrorists, including a top Lashkar commander, neutralized in the anti-terror operation that's still on. Centre cracks down on AI misuse amid spurt of deep fake. IT Mantri warns social media bigwigs of severe action. Assam Chief Minister tears into Owaisi Junior. Akbaruddin says unlike AIIMS, no one would dare to threaten the police under the BJP. Israel-Hamas hostage exchange to begin from Friday. Israeli forces discover a key Hamas command center underneath Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital. We're starting with some breaking news from the election battlefield that we're covering at this time. The Election Commission of India has issued a show cause notice to Rahul Gandhi on the Panoti remark. This notice to Rahul Gandhi over the Panoti jibe at the Prime Minister has just come in. The notice comes in after the BJP filed a complaint against Rahul Gandhi, who made the remark during a rally he addressed in poll-bound Rajasthan. Mamata Banerjee, the West Bengal Chief Minister, has also targeted the Prime Minister in a similar metaphor, where she says that Team India lost the World Cup because of Papi. So Panoti, Papi, these are the words that are being used by India Alliance leaders to justify India's loss in that World Cup final. Well, those are the lows to which the political discourse has actually descended. Listen in to what Rahul Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee said. Then we'll bring in our reporters.
अपने हर एक भाषण में पहले नरेंद्र मोदी आते थे, कहते थे मैं ओबीसी हूं. याद है आपको? याद है? हाँ क्या? पनौती पनौती पनौती. वो अच्छा वाला वहां पे, अच्छा वाला हमारे लड़के वहां पे वर्ल्ड कप जीत जाते, वो वहां पे पनौती हरवा दिया.
ইন্ডিয়ান ক্রিকেটাররা এত ভালো খেললো, সব খেলায় জিতলো, আর পাপিষ্ঠরা যেখানে গেল সেইখানে গিয়ে ভরাডুবি হলো. সব ফেডারেশনগুলো নিয়ে নিয়েছে পলিটিক্যাল পার্টির লোকেরা. আগে নিয়ম ছিল পলিটিক্যাল পার্টির লোকেরা ফেডারেশনগুলো নেবে না. ফুটবলেও পড়িয়ে দিয়েছে গেরুয়া, ক্রিকেটেও গেরুয়া, কাবাডিতেও গেরুয়া, বাথরুমেও গেরুয়া, মেট্রোতেও গেরুয়া, স্টেশনেও গেরুয়া. যেন মনে হচ্ছে টাকাটা তো পার্টি থেকে এসছে.
I want to bring in India Today's Poulomi Saha, who's tracking all the political developments around, election season. Poulomi, Mamata Banerjee joining in the the Panoti brigade, as it were, to attack the Prime Minister using a similar metaphor, it appears. Has there been some kind of agreement among the India Alliance members that the World Cup final defeat is going to be, something to weaponize and attack Modi with? There's been an Election Commission for India notice to Rahul Gandhi as well.
That's right. The Election Commission of India has issued a show cause notice to Rahul Gandhi and asked him to explain himself, reply to that notice by the 25th of November, 6 p.m. This, of course, on the basis of the BJP's complaint that on a couple of occasions, on one occasion he called the Prime Minister Panoti, on another occasion he called him Jeb Katra, which is pickpocket in Hindi. But yes, Mamata Banerjee today also used the Bengali equivalent of a word which basically translates as curse or bad omen when she was speaking about the World Cup finals again. So she's taken pot shots at the Prime Minister as well. The political discourse has been something which we've been speaking about for a very, very long time. There was an advisory from the Election Commission itself just a couple of years ago about how low that discourse had gone and how political parties and participants in the elections should be maintaining a certain standard of discourse when they're campaigning. But clearly that seems to be something that's falling on deaf ears as far as political parties are concerned. While of course Rahul Gandhi has said what he has said about the Prime Minister, the Congress of course points fingers at the Prime Minister and says that he called him Murkho ka Sardar as well. So it's basically accusation against counter accusation, and we're just going to see this stoop lower.
It's gonna get worse. I mean, we're barely days away from polling now. Remember, the election season doesn't stop on the road to 2024. So, the Congress has every reason to feel very incensed about Rahul Gandhi being called Murkho ke Sardar. And that's why the Panoti attack, at least in part, is being weaponized now against Prime Minister Modi. Even notices issued by the Election Commission, by no means unprecedented. They're issued quite a bit. In fact, the opposition has always said that these notices are issued only to opposition parties and never to the BJP. We'll debate that later, but Paulomi, thank you very much for joining me on that. We've got more breaking news coming in. And even after all of this, frankly, juvenile politics simmers and explodes over Prime Minister Modi's dressing room visit and all the things that Rahul Gandhi and Mamata and the others have said, you've got Mohammad Shami, one of the heroes of this World Cup campaign, stepping forward to defend what happened in the dressing room. The man who wowed the world with his bowling has spoken out. Mohammad Shami setting the record straight, at least from his perspective, saying that the team doesn't get distracted by VIPs and saying that when the Prime Minister encouraged the team, it was a different feeling and it boosted their confidence when they were in a downswing. Take a look at what he just said.
मोमेंट किसका है या फिर क्या होता है, और ज़्यादा ओवरथिंक हम करते नहीं है मैच को लेकर, क्योंकि जो प्रोसेस हम लोगों ने लास्ट 10 मैच में किया था, सेम प्रोसेस था, सेम एटीट्यूड था, सेम स्किल एग्जीक्यूट करने देख रहे थे, सेम प्लानिंग के साथ जा रहे थे। देखिए, बहुत ज़रूरी होता है क्योंकि उस टाइम पे हम मैच हार चुके थे, और जब आपके प्राइम मिनिस्टर जब वहाँ पे आके आपको प्रोत्साहन देते हैं तो वो एक अलग ही एक कॉन्फिडेंस होता है कि देश का जिम्मेदार आदमी आपके साथ आया है, आपके सहानुभूति दे रहा है। वो बहुत ज़रूरी होता है क्योंकि उस टाइम मॉरल वैसे ही डाउन होता है, और जब ऐसे मोमेंट में कोई आपका पीएम जैसे इंसान सामने खड़ा है, वो ऐसे बोल रहा है, कॉन्फिडेंस दे रहा है, तो वो एक अलग ही चीज़ हो जाती है, कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड करती है। मुझे लगता है ये बहुत बड़ा पार्ट है।
So this is an incredible message from none other than Mohammad Shami, who was there in the dressing room when the Prime Minister came in there to offer his words of support, his words of encouragement for a team that was crushingly disappointed after a huge winning streak finally to end in defeat in the World Cup final. He's basically said that this improved our morale, this helped us, and this flies completely in the face of a serial, expression of frustration from certain politicians who have taken exception to India's Prime Minister meeting with the Indian cricket team and the men in blue right after their World Cup final defeat. They've used this as a platform to attack the Prime Minister. They've said all kinds of things. They've said camera, they've said microphone, they've said what was he doing there, breaking ICC rules. They're saying that this was about him, not the players. They're saying that the players were uncomfortable. And now one of the principal players of this tournament, of this World Cup, someone who's been hailed across the country and across the world, has come forward to now defend what happened. He says this was about encouragement. He is the Prime Minister of the country, and I doubt that this will silence the people who I call the frustrated brigade, because those are cynics, those are political critics of the Prime Minister who will use just about any issue, any incident to kind of unload their sense of political frustration. But for Mohammad Shami to come in and say this, I think he's gone out on a limb. He's probably endangered himself, because the pseudo-liberal ecosystem, as it were, the frustrated brigade, will probably disown and criticize poor Mohammad Shami as well. They'll probably say he's been forced to say it, he's been threatened to say it. If you look at social media, that's probably what will happen. Listen very carefully once again to what Mohammad Shami has just said. This is important.
नहीं यार, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. हम कभी ये सोचते नहीं मोमेंट किसका है या फिर क्या होता है, और ज़्यादा ओवरथिंक हम करते नहीं है मैच को लेकर, क्योंकि जो प्रोसेस हम लोगों ने लास्ट 10 मैच में किया था, सेम प्रोसेस था, सेम एटीट्यूड था, सेम स्किल एग्जीक्यूट करने देख रहे थे, सेम प्लानिंग के साथ जा रहे थे. देखिए, बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे हम मैच हार चुके थे, और जब आपके प्राइम मिनिस्टर जब वहाँ पे आके आपको प्रोत्साहन देते हैं, तो वो एक अलग ही एक कॉन्फिडेंस होता है कि देश का जिम्मेदार आदमी आपके साथ आया है, आपके सहानुभूति दे रहा है. वो बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, क्योंकि उस टाइम मॉरल वैसे ही डाउन होता है, और जब ऐसे मोमेंट में कोई आपका पीएम जैसा इंसान सामने खड़ा है, वो ऐसे बोल रहा है, कॉन्फिडेंस दे रहा है, तो वो एक अलग ही चीज़ हो जाती है, कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड करती है. मुझे लगता है ये बहुत बड़ा पार्ट है.
And on to our big spotlight story that we've been leading with ever since it began. The Uttarkashi tunnel rescue operations have been stopped temporarily as a result of another challenge that has come forward. That's the latest piece of unpleasant news that we're bringing to you, but nothing to be worried about. National Disaster Management Authority member General Syed Atta Hasnain, who I'm going to take you to in just a moment, says there are likely to be some more delays. 2 more meters of drilling have been completed. There are 4 meters, just 4 meters to go before rescue workers are able to reach the trapped tunnel workers. Rescue ops are likely to continue till tomorrow. There had been an indication that they would create a breakthrough sometime today, but there's going to be a small delay, not unforeseen, very much factored into what's going on the ground. Listen in to General Syed Atta Hasnain, member of the NDMA.
The media must be mentally prepared, the nation must be mentally prepared. कि अगर किसी तरीके से अड़पन आई इस अप्रोच से, जो हॉरिजॉन्टल अप्रोच हम कर रहे हैं सिलग्यारा की तरफ से, तो और अप्रोचेस पे वक्त और ज़्यादा लगेगा. मगर इसकी पॉजिटिव चीज़ यह है कि जो वर्कर्स अंदर हैं उनको राहत पहुंचाई है, उनको असिस्टेंस मिल रही है, और हर तरीके से उनका वेलफेयर देखा जा रहा है, और उनकी फैमिलीज को एश्योरेंस दिया जा रहा है, जिसकी वजह से अगर कुछ और वक्त लग गया तो उसके लिए भी हमें तैयार होना चाहिए, और वो सब अंदर जो हैं तैयार हैं उसके लिए.
Let's go straight across to India today. Is Ashutosh Mishra, one of the first reporters on site. He's been there for the last 12 days reporting on this crisis. Ashu, there were some challenges that were encountered overnight, even though there were indications that there might be a breakthrough sometime this morning. It looks like it could be delayed a little bit further.
Well, Shiv, as per my sources, the breakthrough was very near, as it was anticipated ever since the morning operation started nearly 3 p.m. But nearly at 1:30, yet again the debris were started falling inside where the rescue operation had started, and also certain technical glitches. Of course, the agencies are not disclosing the details of the technical glitch with these machines, where we knew that there was some problem with the auger machine as far as the obstacles on the way was concerned. But right after fixing that, they say, the sources say, technical glitch, and also the debris which are falling in the area. In fact, one of the such machine which has been sent inside, and that what it works is to to resurface and fill all the cavities and fix the surface of the tunnel inside. So until unless that area is fixed, and subsequently you heard Lieutenant General Sayadatta Asnan. So it seems like all agencies are also buying time, and of course there shouldn't be any haste as far as rescue operation is concerned, because that could amount to any further tragedy, and also cause a casualty to the workers those already working inside. So of course it looks like it is going to be continued even tomorrow. The idea so far, it was anticipated that by 6 p.m. they all will be evacuated, and probably it will be day for the celebration. Also, let me tell you, all the family members of these 41 workers are here in Uttarkashi at different locations along with their respective zonal officers from different states. Everyone is being coordinated. The people are inside the tunnel are being communicated with each other, constant communication on, but yes, it is indeed taking a lot more time than it was expected.
Okay, so 4 meters to go before, that kind of breakthrough, and there is direct contact between the rescue officers and the workers trapped inside that tunnel. Remember, it's day 12. Ashu, stay with me. This is the last leg, no matter which way you slice it. With only just 4 meters left to drill, officials hope to conclude those drilling operations by the end of today, as you just heard Ashu say. Ambulances, doctors, emergency services are all on standby. Everyone's waiting with bated breath. It has been an extremely difficult operation. Nobody wants to jump the gun. There are still some challenges ahead, but this is the final phase. They have waited and survived for 12 days, a little bit more, and the 41 workers will crawl out of this collapsed tunnel in Uttarkashi. The rescue mission is now in a final lap after overnight hiccups. The auger drilling machines faced technical glitches last night after it hit iron bars that blocked the way. A team of experts was flown in from Delhi to fix the glitch, and the machine was up and running again. In the meantime, the iron bars blocking the way were also cut. A few more meters of drilling is left. A 6-meter pipeline is also being planned as a backup.
Auger machine has started operating again in full swing, so we are hopeful that it will finish early. If no other obstacle comes in the way, we should be able to rescue them in today's date. The drilling process has started and the first pipe has been pushed in, and now they must be hopeful as well that this will finish soon for them.
National Disaster Response Force teams are standing by to enter the tunnel with oxygen tanks and stretchers to help the workers when they come out. Ambulances, doctors, hospital beds are all ready.
बहुत ही हिम्मत दिखाकर हमारी टीम ने ऑगर मशीन तो निकाला था, उसके बाद जो लोग अंदर गए, एनडीआरएफ की टीम वगैरह थी, सपोर्ट किए, जितने गर्डर्स थे सबको काट निकाले हैं, और हमने फिर से मशीन अंदर डाली और हमने दोबारा अभी शुरुआत किया है। उम्मीद कर रहे हैं कि आहिस्ता आहिस्ता जब हम 50-55 की तरफ बढ़ेंगे तो हमारा शायद काम और थोड़ा सा आसान हो जाएगा।
The Uttarakhand Chief Minister and Union Minister VK Singh have reached the spot and are taking stock 24/7.
कैसे हैं आप लोग?
Chief Minister Dhami spoke to the trapped workers and inquired about their condition. He assured them that the end of their ordeal is very near.
और बड़ी आप लोगों की हिम्मत है। चलिए भाई, बहुत हम लोग बिल्कुल पास पहुंच गए हैं और बड़ी आप लोगों की हिम्मत है और बहुत ही आप लोगों के लिए सब लोग प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं यहाँ, और हम लोगों को उम्मीद भी है। मैं भी रात से आ गया हूँ, जनरल साहब भी आ गए हैं यहाँ पर, और प्रधानमंत्री जी रोज़ आप लोगों के बारे में रोज़ चिंता कर रहे हैं, रोज़ अपडेट लेते हैं मुझे सवेरे 7 बजे। सब लोगों की दुआ है कि जल्दी से जल्दी सब लोग बाहर आ जाएंगे, हम लोग प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं।
with Amit Bhardwaj, Ashutosh Mishra and Ankit Sharma at the tunnel crisis site in Uttarkashi. Bureau Report, India Today. So just to illustrate for you how close things actually are, let's just show you how much progress has been made in these 12 days. From the Silkyara end, this tunnel boring machine has managed to conduct a great deal of horizontal drilling. It has been relentless, through which this rescue lifeline pipe has been inserted 56 meters. It's an 800 millimeter diameter pipe through which the workers are expected to be gurneyed out of on stretchers or to crawl out of, but it's already there 56 meters. There's only 4 meters left, just 4 meters left to drill before it reaches the workers who are sitting beyond the 60-meter mark. That's where they're sitting. The space they're in, it looks small in the illustration, but it's actually 2 kilometers long, so they have a great deal of space to actually walk around in. So this is the Silkyara end that we're actually talking about. So only 4 meters to go. I want to go straight back now to our reporters. We also have an expert on standby with us for more on this. Amit Bhardwaj is our reporter on the ground as well. I'd like to talk to him first for a moment. Amit, 4 meters left to drill. We've heard from Lieutenant General Syed Atta Hasnain talking about, the small challenges that have come in, the possibility of a minor earthquake having moved some material around and posed an even bigger challenge at this point. What are you hearing from the rescue teams, Amit?
Well, Shiv, the distance, it is the last leg of the rescue tunnel construction that is going on at the Silkyara tunnel in Uttarkashi. But, this last leg is going to be something that you will be able to get through. You know that there's a breakthrough waiting for you, but you'll have to actually have a really patient inning. It's like a test match where, you can achieve that eventual score that needs to be done in the last innings, but you have to maintain your wickets. And that's what is happening right now at Silkyara tunnel as well. The entire construction process has been extremely slowed down, and it has been done because of reason. Yesterday we did tell our viewers, India Today was first to tell this, that there are iron obstacles on the path which needs to be removed, and how gas cutters, hydraulic cutters were being used to remove that. And it took 6 hours, just imagine 6 hours to remove those iron obstacles, because oxygen supply was really acute at the spot where this operation was going on, and the NDRF personnel were facing a lot of problem because of that. Now, if we talk about drilling, a few meters are left to reach to get that breakthrough, but the drilling activity has been extremely slowed down because there are risks of that when this drilling activity goes on, it might create tremors, and because of that tremors there could be possibilities of landslides or stones and boulders coming on the rescue tunnel itself and damaging that rescue tunnel. And none of the agencies would want a situation like that to unfold, or even the foreign experts who are here to support the Indian agencies, they have agreed on this particular aspect as well. So the entire drilling process has been slowed down to reduce the tremor activity. And in fact, early in the morning today, Shiv, an expert from IIT Roorkee was also airlifted to this spot just to monitor the vibration and seismic movement that is happening inside the tunnel. Shiv.
Very, very interesting, and it poses an even larger challenge this close to the final end. Amit, continue to stay with me. I also wanted to get an expert view from Professor C.S. Dubey. He's a geologist. He's been tracking what's taking place as well. Professor Dubey, welcome. 4 meters of drilling to go, sir. Before any kind of breakthrough can be called in this tunnel crisis. We've heard that possible tremors, mini earthquakes also could pose a big challenge to what's happening in this crucial final phase. How are you reading the current situation, sir?
When you use a tunnel boring machine, it's bound to be, because it's a heavy machine generally of varying size, It has some kind of vibrations as well, but the vibrations inside is more, outside is less. So there is less chances of being another disaster to happen. But yes, we have to be very cautious about, because as I have already told, that the rocks there are very fragile, And there are two different types of rocks. You have hard rocks, boulders, and you have soft rocks like phyllites and schists, which are very, very fragile, very, very, they become a debris like anything, like very fast. So that is a problem, this place. We have to be very careful while drilling. And generally, TBM has also a problem because if it goes in a hard rock, it will take time. If it goes in a soft rock, and maybe you have to change a drill bit. I don't know if you have to change the drill bit. That is another problem. So these are things which are there, which are have to be you have to be very cautious about these things, especially the part which has broken. I think that has to be monitored from inside, by the people. That is more important. If they don't do it from inside, it may be more vulnerable because already there are a lot of shortcuts have been put around, but where this fracture has come up, this is important. And as I was told that there is a boulder which is there, so that means it may be a portion of old landslide, something like that. So a material of old landslide, so we have to be more careful about that.
Okay, Professor Dubey, thank you very much for your time and wisdom on this. So it has to be done very, very carefully. I want to get a final word in from India Today's Amit Bharadwaj, who's on site. Amit, the drilling that is taking place now for the last 4 meters, there is a sense, like you told us, that this could go over into tomorrow. It's obviously slowed down a little bit, but is tomorrow looking hopeful at this time?
Well, Shiv, there are different permutations and combinations working in place as well. Different factors that, if what happens if new hurdles come into place. We can pray to God that such a situation does not occur. I've also spoken to several senior officials who are part of the rescue operation. And in fact, even the NDRF DG, what we are given to understand that besides the regular 2 tunnels that we were talking about, there's a possibility that the agencies might also go ahead with installing another one more 6-meter pipeline towards the end, just to have an extra edge, so that you have the tunnel well within the breakthrough on the other side of the tunnel, and so that all these workers can come through that tunnel very easily, and it can also work as a buffer in case you have slight landslide happening, if at all. So all that aspects have been taken into consideration right now. Because the drilling process cannot be fastened, it's kind of a situation where you have to create minimum vibration within the tunnel, and that is why a slow progress will happen. That is something that we are looking at. We have been also informed by sources that there's a possibility that maybe this entire operation could go beyond midnight or maybe tomorrow morning. And once the tunnel installation process of the rescue tunnel is over, what will happen is this entire operation will be handed over to the NDRF, and then we will see those men coming out of the tunnel. Shiv.
Okay, hopefully, fingers crossed that it happens tomorrow. We'll be tracking it, for as long as it takes, and we wish the rescue teams Godspeed with everything that they need for this final stretch to be completely without challenges and completely successful. Ashu and Amit, thank you very much for joining us on that. Now, remember, this is a mother of all rescue operations that is in its final crucial stage. The rescue teams say that the 41 workers trapped inside the tunnel are expected to be out not very long from now. It could have been this morning, it could be later tonight, it could be sometime tomorrow. But what next after these 41 men are brought out of the tunnel? We bring you those details. Once the workers come out, their vitals will be checked. A team of 15 doctors is on emergency standby to treat each and every one of them. They'll be screened for impact of trauma, if any. Ambulances, hospital beds are ready for the 41 workers. They may also be airlifted if needed for any further treatment. We pray that there's light at the end of the tunnel for the men who've spent nearly a fortnight now in the worst of circumstances. And when you come back after this very short break, terrible, terrible news from Rajouri near the line of control. 5 Indian Army personnel, including 2 officers, have been killed in action fighting terrorists in the notoriously dangerous sector of Rajouri. I'll tell you what happened and why it may have happened next.
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
The Telangana strongman has to battle anti-incumbency and a resurgent Congress to win a third successive term, plus an exclusive interview with Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao. Read the full story in this week's issue. Subscribe now.
आज आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के युग में टेक्नोलॉजी को रिस्पॉन्सिबल तरीके से उपयोग में लाने की जरूरत है। पूरी दुनिया में एआई के नेगेटिव यूज को लेकर चिंता बढ़ रही है। भारत की स्पष्ट सोच है कि एआई के वैश्विक रेगुलेशन को लेकर हमें मिलकर काम करना चाहिए। डीप फेक समाज के लिए, व्यक्ति के लिए कितना खतरनाक है, इसकी गंभीरता को समझते हुए हमें आगे बढ़ना होगा। हम चाहते हैं कि एआई शुड रीच द पीपल एंड इट मस्ट बी सेफ फॉर द सोसाइटी।
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
In what state is the rescue operation right now?
The auger machine has started operating again in full swing, so we are hopeful that it will finish early. If no other obstacle comes in the way, we should be able to rescue them in today's date.
Okay. Has the drilling process started? Because we were being told 12 meters is what we were looking at. So in that terms, what's the progress?
The drilling process has started and the first pipe has been pushed in beyond what was done earlier, and the next pipe is being welded to the pipe which is already inside the bore, and now it will get pushed in as well.
We heard CM Dhami has spoken to the stranded workers as well?
Yes, he spoke to them and they are very hopeful and very brave inside. So I admire their courage that they have stuck it out for so long without losing their heads, and now they must be hopeful as well that this will finish soon for them. Thank you.
Final question, sir. How much time will it take to get them, rescue them? Final question, sir. Rescue, how much time is going to take?
I already mentioned that. Hopefully in today's date.
But tonight?
I hope so. I hope so. We are all hoping for that.
Okay,
I'm sure you are
speaking to India Today.
air quality today. In Delhi, 377. In Mumbai, 105. In Kolkata, 173. In Bangalore, 36. In Chennai, 69. In Hyderabad, 24.
Prime Minister Modi is in Mathura, Uttar Pradesh, offering prayers at the Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi Mandir. The Prime Minister is the first Prime Minister to visit the Krishna Janmabhoomi site. Let's just cut across now. These are live images coming in from the temple.
काफी उत्साहित नजर आ रहे थे जब इससे पहले भी हमने वहां पर लोगों से बातचीत की जो दर्शकों तक पहुंचाया तो कहीं ना कहीं कह सकते हैं दौरा तो महत्वपूर्ण है ये साथ ही साथ लोगों में भी काफी उत्साह है प्रधानमंत्री को अपने बीच पाकर
तो ब्रज का देखिए ब्रज की धूम प्रेम की भूमि है
ब्रज राज उत्सव that's organized by the Uttar Pradesh Braj Tirth Vikas Parishad and the Tourism Department. That's where the Prime Minister is right now. It spans from November 14th to 27th, encompassing the celebration of Mirabai's 525th birth anniversary. The upcoming program will feature Member of Parliament Hema Malini, and Prime Minister Modi promises to be a highlight of this cultural extravaganza. I want to bring in India Today's Aishwarya Paliwal, who's on site there in Mathura for more on this. Aishwarya, first of all, explain to our viewers the occasion. Why is the Prime Minister in Mathura at the Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi site?
Well, Shiv, I'll get to that in just a minute, but let me show you the kind of, love that people, especially in Mathura, have for Mirabai. You'll be able to see what an artist here has done. He's made, using just colors. This is Rangoli. This is Mirabai, and next to her, Shri Krishna. And we also see a big statue of Mirabai. Now, this is just at the entrance of the ground where we are expecting Prime Minister Narendra Modi to reach in a couple of minutes. 225th anniversary of birth of Mirabai. This is what is being celebrated here. Everyone is now hoping that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will speak about the development of Mathura. Everyone is now keen on making sure that the corridor, Shiv, we have seen what the corridor has done in Kashi for the people and for the entire place. People here are expecting in Mathura too, once the corridor is open, that is something that they will be able to see. All of them hoping to see Hema Malini also, because she is the Lok Sabha MP from Mathura, to be on the stage, and of course Prime Minister Narendra Modi to be speaking about the development and all the projects in the pipeline specifically for the place of Mathura. Shiv.
Just take us through what the Prime Minister is going to be seeing, Aishwarya, while he's there. We understand there's going to be a dance performance, a devotional dance performance by Hema Malini as well.
Yes, there will be a dance, we will see Hema Malini being on the stage, and the reason why we'll see Hema Malini is because she too has been speaking about the fact that this place, Mathura, has given her so much. That's the reason why she will be there on the stage, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also, and the kind of love that people have, Shiv, just going across and also showing you some of the images of Mira and Shri Krishna that everyone can see across the ground, Shiv. These are the kind of images that you see, huge cutouts of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He'll be speaking about all the projects that are in the pipeline for the place of Mathura, the developmental projects, how far the corridor has reached. That is also something that Prime Minister will touch upon, because the people have been hoping and praying that the corridor comes about, very soon. Also, one of the major issues in Mathura is the mosque issue, Shiv. That is something which is lying with the court at the moment. So that's also something which we are expecting the Prime Minister will speak about, but the focus would be making sure that what the government wants to do in the course of time, in the next at least 1 year, for the place of Mathura. The corridor obviously will be something that the Prime Minister will be speaking about, and let us not forget that Uttar Pradesh as a whole has 80 Lok Sabha seats. So a lot of people obviously saying that just as Ayodhya is now paving way for 2024 elections, Mathura too has a way that will lead to the big 2024 elections. So keeping all those things in mind, we'll also see the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath on the stage along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and the kind of love that we are seeing in the state of Uttar Pradesh, Shiv, you can very well imagine by looking at these huge cutouts of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So the entire city is decked up with idols of Shri Krishna and also Radharani and these kind of cutouts, huge posters that you see of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So the expectations of the people obviously very high. The corridor is something that the Prime Minister will be speaking about. The construction has begun. People are expecting the corridor to be ready in the next 1 year. The dispute obviously is something that's on the mind of the people. They want the dispute to be resolved as soon as possible, something that happened in Ayodhya. And in similar manner, like we have seen the development of Ayodhya and Kashi, people are now hoping then that Mathura will be next in line. Shiv.
Okay, so Mathura will be next in line. So a great deal of symbolism, but also very much aligned with, Prime Minister Modi's mission for Ayodhya. There's, what's happening in Mathura very much aligns with the religiosity of Krishna Bhakts all over the country and indeed all over the world. That dispute is separate, of course, but the corridor that is being inaugurated, the highlight that's taking place on Mathura, very much in keeping with the larger symbolism that the Prime Minister has called attention to. Prime Minister Modi, remember, in his element on occasions of this kind, he is someone who has worn his own religiosity on his sleeve, and here he is now being escorted. These are pictures where you can see Yogi Adityanath, the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister, arriving there to meet the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister now entering the confines of the Krishna Janmabhoomi temple as well. Aishwarya, the dispute itself over the Krishna Janmabhoomi site, can you tell us a little bit more about that? There's a frequent saying, like you said, Ayodhya ke baad Mathura. Where are things at as far as this dispute is concerned?
Well, that is something that everyone is now keenly looking at because, the case is now lying with the High Court. The High Court is now, has reserved the order on whether a survey needs to take place. Now, this is very similar to what we have seen in other places also. Obviously, the other side is not very keen on making sure that there is a survey of sorts that is being done. But the petitioners want that there has to be a survey because what they believe is that the mosque is made on encroached land. And what we see today, is not the full temple. Once the mosque, which according to them is a part of the temple, once the mosque will be removed, that's when the full glory of the temple, the place where everyone believes, every Hindu believes that this was the place where Shri Krishna was born. They believe that the mosque has now encroached on their land. As far as the order, if we speak about the order, the High Court has reserved the order on whether a survey needs to take place or not. We are seeing how petitioner after petitioner is coming to the court, knocking on the doors of the court and saying that a survey needs to be done, just like it's being done with the Gyan Vapi Mosque. Something similar needs to happen in Mathura also, and on the basis of the survey, a decision needs to be taken by the court. Everyone is now hoping and praying, at least in Mathura, that they will have a similar thing that they are seeing with the Ram temple, because they believe that there has to be a huge Krishna temple in Mathura. If we speak about not just Radharani, we speak about Mirabai too. At the age of 40, Shiv, Mirabai came here and she died on this land. And she, in fact, Shiv, is considered to be one of, the best, the foremost devotees of Lord Krishna. So the people here obviously believe that all those things need to come to the fore, and that's the reason why we are seeing a cultural program being done. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Shiv, as always, whenever he goes to these places, we have seen how, he goes and himself does all the prayers. So all those things are being done, and obviously the eye is now on what the court order will come out, and also on the corridor for the development of the entire state.
Aishwarya, thanks very much for getting us that update. We'll keep coming back to you much more ahead on this cultural evening at the Mathura temple site. So we'll go back to that in just a short while from now. Moving on to a big story, a really, really big story from Jammu and Kashmir, where a deadly terror encounter has resulted in the deaths of 2 army officers and 3 Jawans. This is in the Rajouri sector after a fearsome encounter broke out in the Kalakot forests of Rajouri last night. This is among the worst single encounter losses that the army has suffered. Take a look. Captain Shubham Gupta, 9 Para Special Forces. Captain MV Pranjal, 63 Rashtra Rifles. Havildar Abdul Majid, 9 Para Special Forces. These are the names of the army bravehearts who India lost in yet another terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir. 2 young army commandos, both in their 20s, and 3 Jawans were killed in action in Pakistan-backed terror in Jammu and Kashmir. This time in the Rajouri sector. Captain Shubham Gupta, who donned the army uniform in 2018, had told his family that he'd be back in a while, moments before he made the supreme sacrifice.
पिछले 15 दिन से ही लगातार कह रहा था एक काम है वो करके आता हूँ, एक काम रह गया उसे करके आता हूँ. आई फील प्राउड. वो जो करना चाहता था उसने किया, सर्वोच्च बलिदान देकर.
पूरे परिवार की, बहुत बड़ा परिवार हमारा, तो परिवार की शान बान थे और सब मिलके जब वो आते थे 10-15 दिन की छुट्टियों के लिए तो सबके लिए एक दिवाली होती थी, चाहे दिवाली ना हो.
An uncle of Havildar Abdul Majid recalled how he was always keen on serving the nation, asserting that the family is proud of his sacrifice.
मेरे को बहुत फख्र है सर कि मेरे बच्चे ने शहीद हुआ इस देश के लिए, अपने मुल्क के लिए, अपनी जमीन के लिए, क्योंकि इसी जमीन से हम निकले और इसी में जाएंगे.
2 Pakistani terrorists, including a top Lashkar-e-Taiba commander, Kwari, were killed in the encounter in Rajouri's Kalakot. After a fierce gun battle spanning 2 days, operations are still on. Kwari was trained by Pakistan and was active in the Rajouri-Poonch area. A trained sniper and IED expert, he was sent to revive terrorism in J&K.
Encounter is still on, and we are reporting from ground zero here near the encounter spot, and behind me you can see that the CRPF Jawans are here. They have laid an outer cordon in this entire area of Kalakot. As per sources, there are 2 to 3 terrorists hiding in the forest belt of Rajouri. You just see the terrain. This entire stretch is surrounded by dense forests.
The hilly Rajouri-Poonch region south of the Pir Panjal mountains has seen a big terror spike in the last 1 year. From 7 civilians from the Hindu community killed on January 1st this year, to 5 Army Special Forces commandos killed in May this year, to now 4 army men killed in a single encounter. How long will Pakistan terror bleed India? And when will India settle this once and for all? With Sunil G. Bhatt in Rajouri, Jammu and Kashmir, Bureau Report, India Today. Our deepest condolences to their families and to the army units. It's a story we'll be tracking very, very closely. Look out for an update on Primetime and on India First at 10 p.m. with Gaurav Sawant. Before I end the show today, I wanted to invite and to share with our viewers that the world's biggest Hindustani literature and culture festival, Sahitya Aaj Tak, is back. And this time things are going to be even bigger, boasting a stellar lineup featuring luminaries from across fields and dimensions. So if you happen to be in the national capital tomorrow and the weekend, this is your chance to attend.
Sahitya Aaj Tak is back. The world's biggest Hindustani literature and culture festival returns this month in its grand 6th edition. And this time, things are going to be even bigger. Boasting a stellar lineup featuring luminaries from across fields and dimensions. From Bollywood, father-daughter duo Javed Akhtar and Zoya Akhtar. Filmmaker Meghna Gulzar. Actors Vicky Kaushal, Manoj Bajpayee and Rajpal Yadav. Singing their way to a billion hearts, actor, singer and lyricist Piyush Mishra, singers Jubin Nautiyal, Kavita Singh and Adnan Sami. The country's most sought-after poets, Kumar Vishwas and Shailesh Lodha, along with renowned lyricists Manoj Muntashir Shukla and writers Amish Tripathi and Anuja Chauhan. This year, Sahitya promises to surpass all previous records. This year, the event also launches the Aaj Tak Sahitya Jagriti Samman, a lifetime achievement award along with 3 awards to promote young talent that elevate Indian literature. Chaired by Aaj Tak's news director Supriya Prasad, a 6-member jury will select winners. With record-breaking registrations in 2022, this year promises to be way bigger. Mark your calendars, November 24th to 26th at Delhi's Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium. And remember, entry is free once you register at www.aajtak.in/sahitya or by giving a missed call to 931 033 0033. Let the power of words ignite your mind and touch your heart in this celebration of literature, ideas, and cultural fusion.
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest. Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
जी, जब आप प्रधानमंत्री के चेहरे को प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं तो क्या इस बात की ये स्वीकारोक्ति नहीं है कि आपकी जो स्टेट लीडरशिप है इन तमाम राज्यों में, उस स्टेट लीडरशिप पर एंटी इनकम्बेंसी का डर आपको सता रहा है और भरोसा आपका उन चेहरों पर कम है, इसीलिए पीएम का चेहरा सामने?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है। देखिए, हम थोड़ा सा इसको आप स्ट्रेटेजी वाइज समझिए। भारतीय जनता पार्टी कार्डर बेस्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, मास बेस्ड है और आइडियोलॉजिकल पार्टी है। प्रधानमंत्री आज दुनिया में पॉपुलैरिटी रेटिंग में सबसे ऊपर है दुनिया में। अब ये हमारा सौभाग्य है कि वो हमारे भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता हैं और शीर्षस्थ नेता है और वह अपने आप को कार्यकर्ता भाव से संगठन के लिए हमेशा काम के लिए और संगठन को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हमेशा लगे रहते हैं। अब ऐसी परिस्थिति में जो हमारे नेता, ये हमारा सौभाग्य है, तो कैंपेन में हम उनका सदुपयोग करें, ये आवश्यक भी है और हमारे लिए जरूरी भी है। अब यहां से मैं आपको थोड़ी दूसरी बात भी समझाऊंगा कि जब हम कैंपेन करते हैं तो जिला लेवल से लेकर नेशनल लेवल तक सभी लीडर प्रोग्राम्स में आते हैं और सभी के प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं। अब यहां क्या स्टेट लीडर्स के प्रोग्राम नहीं हो रहे? क्या हो रहे हैं? लोगों ने 30-30 रैलियां की हैं, 20-20 रैलियां की हैं, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ प्रधानमंत्री जी आते हैं, रक्षा मंत्री जी आते हैं, गृह मंत्री जी आते हैं, राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष आता है। तो अब डिफरेंस क्या है? कांग्रेस में ये फलाने का कार्यकर्ता है, कांग्रेस का कार्यकर्ता नहीं है, ये फलाने का कार्यकर्ता है। तो फलाने की जगह फलाने राम नहीं जाएंगे और फलाने के यहां फलाने राम नहीं जाएंगे। हम एक साथ एक दिन में 20-20 कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज कवर करते हैं। कैसे करते हैं? हर एक कोई 4-4 कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज करते हैं और प्रधानमंत्री तो संभाग को करते हैं, यानी 10-10 कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज को एड्रेस करते हैं। तो क्या होता है? ये हमारा स्टाइल ऑफ फंक्शनिंग है।
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest. Be sustainable change, a BNP Group company.
मैं पुष्कर सिंह धामी बोल रहा हूँ। राम राम, कैसे हैं आप लोग? अच्छा, चलिए भाई, बहुत हम लोग बिल्कुल पास पहुंच गए हैं और बड़ी आप लोगों की हिम्मत है और बहुत ही आप लोगों के लिए सब लोग प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं यहाँ। और हम लोगों को उम्मीद भी है, मैं भी रात से आ गया हूँ, जनरल साहब भी आ गए हैं यहाँ पर और प्रधानमंत्री जी रोज़ आप लोगों के बारे में रोज़ चिंता कर रहे हैं, रोज़ अपडेट लेते हैं मुझे सवेरे 7 बजे। आज भी अभी आया है, अभी बताया है, बिल्कुल 45 मीटर से आगे हम लोग आ गए हैं और मुश्किल से 10 मीटर और आना है। बीच बीच में क्या है कि सरिया वगैरह आ जा रही है ना ये, तो हाँ, तो आप लोगों को पता ही है, थोड़ा सा ये है कि हिम्मत बता के, और किसी सबकी तबीयत वगैरह अच्छी ठीक है ना वहाँ पर? चलिए, नहीं चिंता एक्चुअली में नहीं, बहुत सब लोगों की दुआ है कि जल्दी से जल्दी सब लोग बाहर आ जाएंगे, हम लोग प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं।
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 27 and minimum 13 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 29 and minimum 25 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 30 and minimum 18 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 26 and minimum 19 degrees. Chennai, maximum 29 and minimum 23 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 28 and minimum 20 degrees.
उन्होंने मुझे भी फायरिंग किया तो मेरे हाथ में ऐसा 3 गोली लग गई इधर।
उनको ऐसा लगा कि मैं मर गया।
1 AK-47, 6 double magazines, 25 to 30 grenades, 8 kg RDX bombs.
जैसे बॉर्डर पे कहीं खड़े और एक दूसरे के ऊपर फायरिंग होती है, उस तरह का माहौल था।
वो अंधाधुंध गोली फायरिंग कर रहा था, उसके चेहरे पे कोई डर नहीं।
किसी के बाप का राज है क्या? कोई हमारे देश में घुस के आएगा और कुछ भी करके चला जाएगा।
So sorry.
Vanakkam to Chennai. Vanakkam to the land of Dravidianism.
A lot of you Kannadigas have been asking one question. Yaar aagtare mundina CM? We have that answer for you now on India Today. It's going to be Siddaramaiah.
I'm Akshita Nandagopal, a Matti Bidda, a daughter of this soil.
And that's why you can trust me to get you the pulse of my people, of my bhumi. Atmosphere here is festive. Yemadi. Thank you. Watch State of War Telangana every weekday 6 to 7 p.m. with me Akshita Nandagopal, only on India Today.
In politics, everyone has an opinion, but I have the data. Whose stock is rising? Whose graph is falling? Track India's political stock exchange. Unmatched, unmissable data analytics. The only show on News TV where numbers do the talking. India's most credible poll tracker. The Political Stock Exchange with Rahul Kamal, only on India Today.
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
Co-presented by
आपका जॉय भारत का जॉय जॉय ई-बाइक.
Co-powered by
पारुल यूनिवर्सिटी वडोदरा गुजरात.
Mission success.
हैदराबाद 10 साल के बाद पूरा अमेरिका जैसा हो गया.
He's the one-man army of the BRS, campaigning now in every single assembly segment, knowing full well his impact in this election. Facing a wave of anti-incumbency, facing an aggressive opposition, K. Chandrasekhar Rao is fighting with all of his might to win a third term and secure a hat-trick. At 69, KCR has defied the age barrier. Every day he now holds at least 3 rallies like this one. As we make our way to one of KCR's rallies in the outskirts of Hyderabad, the roads are painted pink as truckloads of men and women are taken to the rally from nearby villages. Heading to the KCR rally, and you can see hordes of trucks making their way to the venue, like this one. And interestingly, they're all filled with people, all BRS supporters making their way to the rally. It's interesting to see how these massive road shows that we very often see on air, these people have come from local villages. They're being brought together by the BRS. I want to speak to some of them. I'll attempt to climb up and get up there to all of the women. Namaskaram, good morning. Mission success. ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తున్నారమ్మా మీరు చెప్తారా ఎక్కడి నుంచి
ఉట్లపల్లి ముచ్చాలరా
ఎక్కడ అది ఎంత దూరం
ఏమో ఎంత మాకు 8 మీటర్లు ఉంటుందా
మీరు ఎందుకు ఇప్పుడు కేసీఆర్ గారు ర్యాలీకి పోస్తారు
కేసీఆర్ కోటేనికి వస్తున్నామమ్మా కేసీఆర్ కోటేనికి వస్తున్నాం
ఎందుకు కేసీఆర్ గారికి ఓటేస్తారు
కేసీఆర్ ఎందుకంటే మాకు అన్ని చేయాలని వస్తున్నాం ఓటేస్తామని
కేసీఆర్ మాకు పింఛన్లు ఇస్తుండు లేనోళ్ళ గరీబ్ వాళ్ళకి అన్ని ఇస్తున్నాడు
ఫస్ట్ టైమా మీరు కేసీఆర్ గారికి ఇక్కడ ఈవెంట్ కి పోయేది
పనులు చేయాలని అన్ని పనులు చేపిస్తుండు అన్ని మాకు మంచిగా అనిపిస్తుంది అని వస్తున్నాం.
They're not understanding much of what I'm asking, but they all want to send out one message that KCR is doing very good work here.
లేవు మాకు పొలాలు లేవు పొలాల పైసలు రావాలి ఇల్లు రావాలి పైసలు కావాలి ముసలిళ్ళకు పింఛన్ కావాలి ఎక్కువ అందుకోసమే మేము కేసీఆర్ కి జిందాబాద్ ఓటేస్తాం అనుకుంటూ వస్తున్నాం.
ఇది మీరు దీనికి ముందుగా కూడా ఇట్లా కేసీఆర్ గారికి ర్యాలీకి పోతారా
మంచి ఓటేసినాం అప్పుడైనా వేసినాము
కార్కేనేస్తారా I want to speak to some of the young girls here. మీరు ఫోన్ లో ఉన్నారు కదా ఇక్కడ రండి Okay, they are feeling incredibly shy, but you see the older women are more than willing to speak. The younger ones are very, very shy, don't want to speak. Amma, meer cheppandi randi ikkada. Ee side randi. Meer randi. Meer enduku KCR garu vote chestaru? Ikkada meeru ee rally ki potaru kada. Enduku potaru akkada? KCR garu choosed ki.
మంచి చేస్తాడు కదా ఈసారి కూడా గెలిపిస్తే ఇంకా బాగా మంచి చేస్తాడని ఇంకా డెవలప్ చేస్తాడని మన నమ్మకంతోనే పోతుంది. చెల్లమ్మ చెప్పండి. చెప్పండి.
Rara ikkada ra. The girls, young girls are very, very shy here seeing the mic. Ikkada randi.
ఈసారి గెలిస్తే నిరుద్యోగులకు జాబ్లు వస్తాయన్న నమ్మకంతోనే వేద్దామని అనుకుంటున్నాం. ఈసారి కూడా కార్ రావాలని
So they're saying that they're hopeful of jobs coming through, but you can see all of these women all so colorful, looking lovely in their lovely saris, and they're getting set to go for KCR's rally right now. Yavarki vote istaru andru? Yavarki vote istaru? Okay, so they're all saying for the car, which means for KCR. It's a sea of pink as supporters stream in, a festive atmosphere as they gather in hundreds, seated far, far away from the stage, which means they only about catch a glimpse of KCR, and yet they continue to stream in large numbers. It's a rainy day here on the outskirts of Hyderabad. There hasn't stopped scores of people from coming together for these rallies. It's a sea of pink essentially. We struggle to get inside because of the massive crowds that have gathered here. I'd say at least a few thousands who've come together for this particular rally. And you can see behind me the life-size posters also across the rally venue. First on top is KCR, followed by KTR, and then the candidate. And that perhaps is also very telling of how KCR is trying to project his son as his successor. Posters across have pictures of KTR as well. But also, when you look at these kind of rallies, what's the crowd pull on? Is it a vote for the BRS? And if that is the case, if these rallies actually translate into votes, which very often isn't necessarily the case, because crowds are pulled in for these rallies no matter what. But does this translate to votes? One. Secondly, are these people here because they want to catch a glimpse of KCR? And is this a vote for KCR or for the BRS candidate in this particular area? As we go closer and closer, the music of course is much louder, but I got to try and also talk to some people and find out what are the issues here.